Welcome back, everybody, to the longest series running on YouTube. Only 3 episodes in. The Darkside of YouTube. That's right, it's back. You thought it went somewhere? No, it was here the whole time. I just really haven't had time to sit down and actually record one of these. And with YouTube cracking down on videos, it's been a lot harder to find the weird stuff. But is that going to stop me? No. Because at last, I have found a couple videos and some stories that we're going to take a look at today on the dark side of YouTube. So pull up your underwear and strap in because things are about to get a little strange up in here. Enjoy. So I have gathered many of videos for you guys today that we're going to be looking at. Some of them have backstories that we'll read into. Others are just fucking just out there. They're just so out there that it makes you kind of question why? But the first video we're going to be looking at today is called The Whistler. Something weird has happened to this person over the years, actually through the life growing up. And there's a whole backstory to this video that I'm going to read to you right now. So it's a little bit of a lengthy post, but let's just jump into it and then we'll watch the video. When I was about 8 years old, I was taking my dog for a walk through my neighborhood with my mom. It was maybe 11 p.m. We live next to a swamp woods area on the edge of our neighborhood in Lansing, Michigan. I remember it being very silent and slightly windy. From down in the swamp, we heard somebody whistling at us. It sounded sort of like a bird, but each whistle was different enough where the lack of consistency made it human-like. The whistle sounded higher, then lower. I can't really describe it. My mom had a concerned, slightly terrified look on her face and grabbed my hand and said that we should go inside quickly. I didn't understand because I was too young, but seeing my mom freak out made me freak out too. After a while, though, I kind of forgot about it. So that was his first experience. Then he goes on to talk about 2 years later, he's out taking his dog for a walk, and then he heard the same kind of whistle happening, right? And again, years go by, then when he turns 24, he started dating this girl, Sarah, which I believe this is the actual video. We moved out to South Dakota for work for Independence Day. We decided to go to Pierre SD, South Dakota, and watch the fireworks along the bank of the Missouri River. There was a free camping spot behind the hospital where we could pitch our tent, hang out, and see the fireworks up the river. We were near the end of the campground and there were very few people around us. As it was getting dark, the fireworks began. They were pretty far away, so the illumination they brought was very little. Thus, we had to sit right at the edge of the river to be able to see them. A huge thunderhead was moving in and a storm was imminent, so the air seemed electric and the wind was picking up. The atmosphere was eerie, to say the least. So his girlfriend left to get some more beers from the car, leaving him alone to stare at this mystery person that's just floating down the river, whistling at him. And it's the same whistle that he heard when he was a kid, and then a couple years later, the high to low kind of pitch. So that's basically what it is, and this is the video. So if you listen very closely, you can hear like the faint whistle in the back. Like that. So like what he described is that I think that's the river and the fireworks are in the background. You can see the storm rolling in.
You whistling? Is it you? Stop it.
So the whistling continues while he's recording the fireworks show. You can hear it getting a little bit closer. Just a tiny bit closer. It's kind of creepy. So let's fast forward a bit. I mean, it's only like a minute video. So you can hear the whistling again, and he finally zooms in on some dude. You can see him right there, just kind of rowboating down the river while whistling this weird ass whistle. I mean, could it be real? Could the story this guy has been telling actually be real? That this guy has been stalking him his whole life, just whistling at him? He even mentions that he moved away from where he grew up to this new place, and years later this same person has followed him and has just been tormenting him with whistling. I mean, it's not like the worst thing. It's kind of creepy, but it's not the worst thing. Do I believe it? I don't know. Maybe some dude just rowing down the stream, just enjoying like a nice time watching the fireworks, and he's just whistling happily. And maybe it was just coincidence that he was whistling the same tune this guy has been hearing all his life. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Here's a bizarre one for you. This story's out of Dallas. It happened back in, well, this was published in 2010. Almost 10 years. But the title says, woman from Dallas gives birth and then wakes up with no arms or legs. Having a baby can cause you to lose your arms and legs.
Petty complaints of a comfortable marriage have all melted away for Katie and Al Hayes. The loving couple already had 2 terrific children, but it's the birth of the third that changed everything.
Imagine giving birth to 2 children and then your third one you give birth to, and then you wake up with no arms and legs. Do you blame that child? Look what you did to me.
Waking up in the hospital with no arms and legs. Going, what happened? What's going on here? And then he tells me, and his story will knock your socks off.
That's just crazy. That's just blows my mind that you wake up with no arms or legs. You give birth and then a couple days later you wake up and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, we had to cut your arms and legs off. Though there's a good reason behind it. It's not like, you know, she gave birth and then they're just like, oh, we should just chop her arms off and legs. Like, there's a story behind it. And the decision falls strictly to the husband. And the decision, of course, I don't think is an easy decision to make for anybody.
She was unconscious the entire time, unaware that a common strep A infection had set in and was eating away at her body, unaware of the incredibly difficult decision her husband made to amputate her arms and legs.
Strep A infection, I believe, is a flesh-eating disease. So infection has set in and it started eating away at her body.
And I decided that I loved her so much that the risk was worth it, that if we came out and I had to spend a lifetime taking care of her, that the risk was worth it to not say that I gave up on her.
So the infection spread because it was in her blood. Apparently, the loss of the limbs were not due to the infection, but more due to the medication than the infection themselves. Vasopressors, apparently. They're harsh medicines, but need to keep the brain and heart alive in case of extreme sepsis. So it wasn't so much the infection, it was more of the medicine. I don't know if I could live life without arms or legs. Personally, just my personal opinion, I don't know if I could do it. That's just me. Could you? I was perusing YouTube just like a regular person would, and I came across this video in the darkest depths of the site, just called 3,000 views. It looked promising. I'll just show you it. So I don't know what it says in the background, but it has some weird kind of face in the middle, and then has 001223. It's kind of like old school VHS. Can I hear music in the background? It's like a minute in, and it's just nothing. Oh. What the hell am I watching? Is that the devil? So there was like a humanoid, palm trees. I saw a palm tree. Dude, that is ear piercing, dude. What the actual fuck is going on? Satan. It's Satan. Satan saying hello, everybody. Oh, there's more. Swear to God, if there's a jump scare in this, I am gonna throw a fit. So that was interesting. So this was just published recently, in January 30th, 2018, and just go 3. It might be an art piece. I feel like it might be like a visual art piece of some sort. But that shit, that reminded me of something you would see on YouTube in like 2010 or 2009. I think if you were to take everything of Reddit, just everything on Reddit, and just jam it into a video, you would get this. Don't eat the pudding. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. So like you can see like some weird ass figure here, like very long arms, and this freaking creepy ass face right here. What does it sound like if we speed it up? Oh, this kind of sounds like jazz music in the background, but just slowed down. They do say that if you take some jazz records and play them backwards slowly, you can hear the devil talk to you. So that's that video 3. It doesn't mean anything? I don't know. What do you guys think? Think it's just an art piece? Just a creepy video? Something more behind it? Let me know in the comments below. Some creepy, some weird, some very bizarre videos that we got to watch today, and some very interesting stories behind some of those videos. YouTube is cracking down on videos, but if you dig deep enough, you can find a lot of weird stuff still on this website, because they can't catch everything. And because of that, it makes for good content. What do you guys think of the videos? Creepy, strange, some bizarre ones? This is where I leave you. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're not already, subscribe. I put out weekly content and stream 3 days a week, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode of the Dark Side of YouTube. Peace out.